Last year in the summer, I decided to pick up reading again because I haven't read in years, and I used to be someone who would befriend the librarians so I can get first dibs on new releases when they get it. I decided to set my reading goal between June and December to 20 books. I did not meet that goal, however, I did read 9 books. So this year, I decided to also put 20 books, I think 25 maybe, as my reading goal for the year. But in January, I already basically read 8 books, probably will read 10 books by the end of January. I didn't think it would be possible for me to read 10 books in a month, but I did it. So I want to share with you a few tips on how to start reading back up again, especially if you haven't read in years and especially if you are in your 30s. Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Let's just start right away with the very first tip that I think was very helpful for me when I wanted to start reading again, and that is to watch a lot of book related videos on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, or other social medias, wherever you usually hang out every day. And I know this actually could be overwhelming because there are a lot of videos out there that you can watch, but it's helpful for me, especially because I haven't read in years, to watch these videos and kind of figure out what kind of books that are out there, who is like the upcoming and popular author. That way you can kind of start building a TBR list or to be read list on your own without having to do a lot of research, because the book reviews, the book releases videos and stuff like that, they will talk about the books, the authors, the synopsis. So it is just pretty easy for me. The information comes to me instead of me having to do a lot of research. Usually when I do have a list from like a video or something, I would do some research on my own as well, but I don't have to do a super in-depth research, I guess. Another reason why I decided to watch a ton of book videos is to actually get me inspired and motivated to keep on reading. I feel like for some reasons when I keep listening to people talking about books, about new book releases, about books that they hate or like or love and would recommend for everyone to read, it just keeps me going. I feel like if I read about new books, I want to make sure that I finish reading the current book that I'm reading so I can pick up those other books that I've heard of. I don't know, it kind of works for me, but let me know in the comment below if watching a lot of book contents would help you read more or not, because I feel like it does for me. The second tip that I have for you is to use an e-reader. I personally use the most basic Amazon Kindle, and that actually works pretty well for me. And I used to be someone who is so against anything electronic. I remember in college, this is kind of like the time when people started to use PDF readers on their laptop or their iPad. When they need to read research papers for their own paper or like for a group project, they would just use the PDF reader, like I said, on their laptop or on their iPad, and then they would just highlight and like type for notes and stuff like that. But I was probably the only few in the class that would still have print out paper and I would still highlight with my highlighter. I would still write notes on the margin with my pens. So when e-reader comes about, I don't even know how long ago it was, I was super resistant about it. I always think to myself that I want physical books in my hand. I want to physically flip the pages, smell the paper, use pencils to write in the margin or highlight or use sticky notes and stuff like that. I was really against it. However, because I have been watching a lot of video on books and e-readers and stuff like that, I guess I was a little bit influenced to at least try it out to see if I will like reading from an e-reader. And to be honest with you, I think reading with my Kindle actually makes me read more and read faster, because if you have never held a Kindle before or any type of e-reader, that thing is super light. My Kindle is lighter than my phone, and if you have to read a book that is like over 300 pages, in my opinion, that is thick and it's heavy, and you might not want to carry it along with you everywhere or all the time. So with a Kindle, you actually can carry like, I don't know, up to, I don't know, maybe 100 books depending on the size that you get. But you can read a lot of books all of the time whenever you want to, and it's just in a very convenient like tablet that is super light. The other features that I like about my Kindle is that you can actually highlight a word if you want to look up the definition. I don't know if you remember back in the day when you're reading books, like physical books, if you are not sure what a word means or anything, you either have to go on Google or get this, take out your dictionary, look it up to see what that word means and how it pertains to like the context of whatever you're reading. But with a Kindle, it's as easy as just one click and then the definition will pop up for you. I'm not really sure if other type of e-reader would have it. So if you don't have a Kindle, maybe you have a Kobo, or what is the Barnes & Noble one? Nook, I think. Let me know in the comment below if they have similar feature where you can just click a word and the definition will pop up for you. The next feature that I do love about my Kindle is you can actually highlight your book as well. And again, it is as easy as tapping the first word or whatever and then drag it along, and then it will give you an option to either highlight or even add a note if you want to. It is kind of hard with my small Kindle to actually like use the little keyboard thing that they have when I want to put or leave a note, but you can always access your Kindle books on your computer or even on your iPad, so it's easier if you want to really add notes to the books that you read on Kindle. And with Kindle, you also definitely want to add the Libby app onto your list, and I think the Libby app only works for US readers. I think if you're in Canada or maybe in other country, I am not really sure if there is a similar app. Let me know in the comment below if you live in other country and you do use Kindle or any type of e-reader, if there is a similar app. But basically the Libby app is connected to your local libraries. I have a library card with the LAPL, the Los Angeles Public Library, and I actually register for 2 more libraries here in Vegas. One is the Henderson Libraries, and then the other one is the Las Vegas Clark County Library. So I have 3 library cards. And then with Libby, it literally works like your library. You can go on the app and then you can basically toggle between, LAPL and Henderson Library, whatever library you have. And you can search for books and you can borrow it. You can borrow like an actual book. I mean, not an actual book, but it will actually be an electronic book that you will send to your Kindle. They also have audiobooks nowadays. I'm not really sure how to listen to your audiobook. I'm pretty sure you can probably listen to it directly from the Libby app. Again, I don't really do audiobooks as of right now, so let me know if you know in the comment below. But it basically works just like a library. You can check out a book. You can actually put a book on hold if there's one that you want to read and all of the available copies are being borrowed. It will also like notify you when your hold is ready so you can check it out. And the most important thing is it will return your book automatically after 21 days. So you don't have to pay those pesky late fees. I remember when we used to go to our local library, I would always forget to return books or DVDs and I would have to pay for the fee. I know it's very minimal, but still. The next thing that I would highly recommend if you want to track your books or even find out about new books, if you, for example, do not want to watch a lot of videos, you want to read instead, I recommend getting into Goodreads. It's kind of like a website / apps with all of the book information you can imagine. And then you can create your own reading challenge there. My reading challenge is there, so I'm tracking the books that I read in Goodreads. And then you can also follow people along. Like for example, you can follow a booktuber there to just see what kind of like books they're reading, if you want to get inspired and motivated to read. I think you can follow me on Goodreads if you want to, so I will leave my Goodreads links down below as well. You can create like bookshelves. So usually there's a red bookshelf, TBR, currently reading, and then you can add your own kind of like spin to the bookshelf. Maybe you want to add like specific genres or specific year that you read the books, specific authors, whatever it may be, you can do that. And then again, you can search for a book, read up about the author, read up about the description, and also you can rate and review the books there. So you can also rate rates and reviews from other Goodreads users. I usually try not to linger too long in the review section because again, I feel like reading is pretty subjective. So one person can hate the book but the other can like it, and I don't really want to miss out on a book that just one or two people hate. I think in Goodreads you can also join a book club. I think I joined Reese Witherspoon's book club forum thing on Goodreads, but I am not really like an active user there, so you could find a book club in Goodreads if you want to. But if you are a Goodreads user and you have a book club, let me know in the comment below what is your experience with that. How do you use it? Like, how do you utilize it with your reading habit or routine? Let me know, because maybe I'm missing out on something. Last but not least, I think this is kind of like a bonus tip. If you are an Amazon Prime member, Amazon Prime actually has this program called First Reads. I'm not really sure when this program started exactly, but I remember getting the email maybe like sometime last year, maybe in October or November. I don't remember, but I remember choosing a couple books that I can rate for free. And this is actually pretty amazing, especially if you're already paying for Amazon Prime. There's actually a few different options you can choose from, like a few different genre of books. So check your email, maybe just Google Amazon Prime First Reads if you are not sure how to get in. I don't think I've ever signed up for it. They just emailed it to me and I didn't even know about it at all. So if you have used Prime First Reads or whatever, let me know in the comment below if you know any more information than I do. But I am really hoping that these tips are going to be helpful for you, especially if you are going to start reading back up again. I'm so excited for you. Make sure to follow me on Goodreads, subscribe to my channel if you want to get motivated and inspired to keep on reading this year. Let me know in the comment below if you have already set a goal for 2025. Honestly, if you haven't even started reading in January, don't even worry about it, because you still have the next 11 months or so to start reading. If you want to see what I have been buying, I have a book haul video that you can watch right here next.